اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, we from Group 8 will present about the topic which is the breaking fasting due to the pregnancy and nursing, and ruling about the qada and fidyah. Okay, firstly I would like to introduce my teammate, which is first is Ahmad Fakiuddin bin Ramli. Secondly, Muhammad Farhan bin Cik Muhammad Noli, and the lastly is the Amirul Ashraf bin Muhammad Noh. Okay, we go to the next slide.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We're going back to the first topic of this issues, which is we must know first about what is qada. Qada is derived from the Arabic word which means paying or replacing. Qada in fiqh means doing an obligation after a specific time. According to Haji Dusuki Ahmad, they have a own definition, which is the qada is pay or perform, which mean by him is obligatory worship that is performed outside the prescribed time of Shara. For example, such as person who fasts during Ramadan and outside the month after he left, or perform prayers outside the time, difference out his time. Okay, the ruling a qada is wajib, but they have a two different situation for qada person, which is the first one is they don't get sins, and the second one is they get sin. What the difference for this situation? Okay, the first one is they do a qada because have purpose, such as they uzur, sickness, or musafir, or something like that, so on. But the second one is they leave the ruling or worship from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala without any purpose. Okay, that's all.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Fakiuddin bin Ramli. We go to the next slide, which is fidyah. Okay, fidyah, definition fidyah is al-badal alladhi yatahallasu bihi al-mukallaf min makruhin tawajjah ilayhi. The meaning is substitute to free a mukallaf from the prohibition that applies to him. In the other meaning, fidyah is something paid to redeem oneself, either in the form of property or other actions performed due to deficiencies in one of the acts of worship. Okay, fidyah is something that anybody that make mistake to pay. For example, if the person do the prohibition activities when they do hajj, so they must pay fidyah. Fidyah is something paid to redeem oneself. Okay, the term fidyah is also used in hajj, not only in fasting issues. In hajj also use the term of fidyah, not in the fasting only. Okay, for the next slide, the proposition of fidyah. Okay, ayat, the verse of Al-Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 184. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Wa 'alal ladzina yutiqunahu fidyatun ta'amu miskin, faman tatawwa'a khairan fahuwa khairul lah. Wa an tasumu khairul lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. For those who can only fast with extreme difficulty, compensation can be made by feeding a needy person for every day not fasted. But whoever volunteers to give more, it is better for them, and to fast is better for you if only you knew. Okay, so this is the Al-Quran that make the fidyah is obligatory. Okay. Next, obligation to fidyah. Who is the person that must pay fidyah? Okay, first, sick people, which is don't have hope to recovery. The person that sick don't have hope to recovery, because the fast must have the body strength. So the sick people is weak, right? So they don't if they don't have hope to recovery, they must pay fidyah only. Okay, second, old person, which is the very weak and no longer strong enough to fasting. So the person that don't have strong enough to fast, they must pay fidyah also. And third, died and got a fasting debt. Okay, that is two opinion. Paid in fidyah, only paid in fidyah is scholars from Al-Hanafiyah, Al-Malikiyah and Al-Hanabilah. And Al-Shafi'iyah said must replace the fast, qada. So Imam Hanafi, Imam Maliki and Imam Hanbali said they must pay fidyah. The person must pay fidyah. But the Imam Al-Shafi'i said must replace the fast. And fourth, postponing qada until late next Ramadan. Okay, the person postpone the qada, and for example, the person not fasting in 2021, and he or she do not qada until the next Ramadan. So what must they do? Okay, for Imam Maliki, Al-Shafi'iyah and Imam Hanbali said they must replace the fast and pay fidyah. So two option, so two way, replace the fast and pay fidyah. But Imam Hanafi said not need to pay fidyah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iqmal Hakim bin Afiza. Okay, today I would like to present about the opinion of scholar that related to the breaking fasting due to the pregnancy and the nursing, and the ruling about the qada and fidyah. Okay, firstly we go to the opinion of the Hanafi scholar. Okay, based on the Hanafi scholar state that the pregnant woman and the breastfeeding woman are not obligatory to perform the fasting, but they should and must do qada and replacing their fasting in the other month beside the month of the Ramadan. Okay, but they also did not to pay the fidyah. In the whatever or the any reason for the pregnant woman and the breastfeeding woman, either due to his condition or their child. Okay, one of the scholar Hanafi, which is the As-Saraksi, said that okay, when a woman is pregnant or breastfeeding, she is worried about the condition of herself or her child, then it is permissible not to fast. As the hadith of the Prophet, indeed, Allah gives relief for the traveller fasting and prayer, and for pregnant and breastfeeding woman fasting. Because of the difficulty that befell him, then this difficulty is an excuse not to fast, as well as the sick and traveller. And for this woman, and only qada is obligatory without pay the fidyah. Okay, what can we conclude about from the ayat above, and from the opinion of the Hanafi scholar? Okay, the woman which is pregnant and breastfeeding are not performing the fasting and the break the fasting in the month of the Ramadan, she only need to qada and replacing the fasting in the month in the other month beside the month of the Ramadan, but they are not obligatory to pay the fidyah in any reason due to his condition or her child condition. Okay, we go to the next slide, which is the opinion of Maliki scholar. Due to the break fasting, due to the pregnancy and nursing, and the ruling about the qada and fidyah. Okay, based on the Maliki scholar state the woman which is pregnant have been categorized in the sick people category. So they are allowed, which is the pregnant women are allowed to have a fasting in the month of the Ramadan, and also allowed not to performing the fasting in the month of the Ramadan without to pay the fidyah, but the pregnant woman must to qada and replacing their fasting in the month beside the month of the Ramadan. Okay, this opinion is almost same with the Hanafi scholar, but it's little bit different. We are at the breastfeeding woman. Okay, in the Maliki scholar, the breastfeeding woman is obligatory to pay the fidyah and qada the fasting in the month of the Ramadan. Okay, so it is meaning the breastfeeding women are obligatory to pay the fidyah and also to qada the fasting in the other month beside the month of the Ramadan. Okay, in the Kitab Al-Mudawanah said, okay, if a woman's baby can receive breast milk from other than her mother, and her mother is also able to rent a breastfeeding mother for the child, then for this mother must fast and rent a breastfeeding mother for her baby. But if the child does not want to receive breast milk other than his mother, then the mother may break the fast, where he must qada and pay fidyah from each day that she does not fast, which is 1 month for each poor person. Then Imam Malik said for the pregnant woman is not obligatory to pay the fidyah. So if she become healthy and strong, he are obligatory to qada the fasting that she left. Okay, so what can be conclude from the ayah in the Kitab Al-Mudawanah? Okay, so if the baby cannot can receive the breast milk from the other woman, the mother must performing the fasting in the month of the Ramadan. But if the baby cannot receive the breast milk from the other woman beside his mother, so the mother are able and required to break a fast, but his mother must qada and replacing her fasting in the month in other month beside the month of Ramadan, and also need to paying the fidyah from the day she stopped the fasting. Okay, then Imam Malik said that if the pregnant woman is not obligatory to paying the fidyah, but need to qada and replacing the fidyah, and but need to qada and replacing the fasting after the woman becomes strong and healthy. It is because the woman, the pregnant woman, is also being categorized as the sick people that cannot that are allowed to not to performing the fasting.
Okay, we go to the opinions of Mazhab Shafi'i. Okay, in this verse, which the long verse, we are from Imam An-Nawawi in Al-Majmu'. Okay, he said the mother that break their fast because of worried about their head, worried about their head, or the mother worried about their head and the baby head, the baby in their stomach, right? Okay, worried about their head and worried about their head and the baby head. Okay, so she must replace the fast, which is qada the fast in the outside of Ramadan. And the second condition is if the mother worried about the baby only, worried about the baby only, so the mother must replace the fast and pay fidyah. There is two conditions from Shafi'i scholars.
Okay, let's move on to the next scholars, which is Imam Hanbali. As we know, Hanbali opinion same goes with Shafi'i's opinion, which mean the pregnancy women's must do a qada and fidyah. Okay, based on Ibn Qudamah in his book Al-Mughni states, for pregnant women, when they are worried about their fetus, or breastfeeding women who are worried about the condition of their babies, if they did not fast, it is obligatory on them to pay fidyah for the poor from everyday life left behind. And if they feel for themselves, they should not fast, and it is sufficient for them to fast. Okay, that we can conclude this opinion very similar with Shafi'i scholars' opinion, when they must when they have worried about their child or their self, they can not fast, but they must qada and pay fidyah, depends on the situation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And now we go to the fifth opinion, which is Ibn Abbas and Ibn Umar. This is the opinion from the majority of scholars, which is Ibn Abbas and Ibn Umar have said that for pregnant and nursing women cannot fasting and replace it with fidyah. Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu anhu said, kanat hasatan syaikhul kabir wal mar'atul kabirah wa huma yatbaqana siyami aw yaftara wa yat'ama makana kulla yawmin wa masakinan wa habi wa marda'a iza hafatan ala auladahuma iftarata aw ata'amata, which mean really for elderly, whether male or female, when they are no longer strong enough to fast, they cannot fast but have to feed for every day left by one poor person. Similarly, pregnant and nursing women, when they are worried about their child, cannot fasting and must feed, which is pay fidyah. Hadis riwayat Abu Dawud. While the majority of scholars, namely the opinion of Malikiyah, Al-Shafi'iyah and Al-Hanabilah, agree that the obligation of fidyah for pregnant and nursing women when not fasting Ramadan, replace it by paying fidyah and also qada fasting. That is when they are worried about their child. The correct opinion is obligatory for pregnant and nursing women for qada their fast. As for the opinion of Ibn Abbas and Ibn Umar, it is marjuh opinion because violates the Islamic premise, which is Al-Quran. That is the difference of opinion among the ulama regarding pregnant and nursing women, where the majority of our ulama obligate qada for those who do not fast because of their physical weakness. Because similar with people who are sick or travelers who are getting uzur syar'i, and this uzur is only a temporary. So when the uzur has disappear, then they are obligated to fast as qada on the fast day left. Except for Ibn Abbas and Ibn Umar, who said that it was replaced by fidyah. It is just that their opinion were not taken by the scholars of the mazhab because they were considered weak in their argument. Next is issue about different opinion from scholars. The legislation of cancelling fasting for pregnant and nursing women is a point of contention among the academics. Women who are pregnant or nursing are given special consideration when it comes to breaking or not breaking the fast because there is no proof. Sheikh Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi does not include any unique requirement for pregnant women not to fast in a Fiqh al-Siyam. However, the hadith of Anas bin Malik radhiyallahu anhu contains a general hadith about this issue, which is Inna Allah azza wa jalla wadu'a anil musafiri syatran salah wa anil musafiril wal hamili wal murdi'in saum aw siyam, which mean indeed Allah relief from the travelers with half the prayer and relief from fasting for a pregnant woman and breastfeeding her child. Riwayat At-Tirmizi, An-Nasai and Ibnu Majah. The first difference of view among academics is the Hanafi's opinion, which hold that if a pregnant or nursing woman break her fast, she is simply required to break it, but sunnah to pay fidyah. Apart from that, mazhab Syafi'i and Hanbali, pregnant or nursing women who break the fast because they are worried about the health of the fetus or the child who is nursed must pay fidyah, who are required qada. The third is the Maliki opinion, which is obligate to qada and fidyah is only enforced on those who break the fast, as nursing is not permitted for pregnant women. Pregnant ladies are simply required to do qada without the addition of fidyah. Next, Ibnu Abbas and Ibnu Umar and Ibn Sirin believe that if both pregnant and nursing women are concerned for themselves or her child, then it is permissible for her to break her fast and only pay fidyah. This is according to the general verse. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa 'alal ladzina yutiqunahu fidyatun ta'amun miskin, which mean, and it is obligatory on those who are unable to fast, which is because of old age and so on, to pay fidyah, which is to feed the poor. Surah Al-Baqarah 184. After considering some of the reason and proposal offered, the Shafi'i and Hanbali section viewpoint is the most accurate, stating that qada should be practiced only if one is simply concerned with oneself. If a person is concerned about a pregnant woman or a kid who is only nursed, then qada is required if he breaks his fast and pays a fidyah. This is also the Jumhur perspective, as the state in the method, the law of permanent feeding to the right of the unable of fasting.
Okay, for the conclusion, we make some table to easy to make this understanding become easiest. Okay, so we look at the table. Weak mother and weak baby, the mother must qada the fidyah and qada the fast and no fidyah. That is based on the four mazhab, four scholars. And the second condition, weak mother and not weak baby. The mother also just qada the fast and no fidyah. This is also based on the 4 scholars, Jumhur ulama. Okay, the third condition is the mother not weak, but the baby is weak. So the mother must qada and also pay fidyah. That is based on mazhab Syafi'i and Hanbali. Okay, the condition of mother that breastfeeding. Just now is pregnant, so now is breastfeeding. Okay, weak mother and weak baby also just qada the fast, not need to pay fidyah. This is based on the 4 mazhab, 4 scholars. The second condition, weak mother but not weak baby. Also, the mother must qada only, no need to pay fidyah. Also, based on the 4 mazhab. And the third condition, not the mother not feel weak, but the baby feel weak. Just the mother worried about the baby, so the mother break their fast and she must qada and pay fidyah. 2 way, qada and pay fidyah from scholars of Maliki, Syafi'i and Hanbali. Okay, that's all from our group. So thank you and Assalamualaikum.